Dear students, as we already have studied single linked list, let's proceed further. We have another data structure known as a doubly linked list, where we'll be dealing with some more features with a single linked list as an extended version. So in this particular scenario, or in this particular data structure, we'll get a more advantage with the added features and added pointer to a single linked list. This is nothing but a proper arrangement, a proper data management facility with an added pointers to it. So in this particular data structure, we have few of the things which allows us to work very efficiently for the management of data, known as doubly linked list. So in this doubly linked list, so we have a single node which works or which looks like this. So in each node we have a information. Here, for example, we have a student roll number and student contact number as information what we store for the management of data. In addition to this, we have two pointers. One is previous pointer and the other is next pointer. So each of this node has these two pointers to get connected to other nodes within the list. So every doubly linked list, or within a doubly linked list, each node has two pointers. One is next pointer and other one is previous pointer. Next pointer will connect the next forthcoming node in the list, whereas the previous pointer will connect to the previously available node in the list, so that a linked list will get connected to each other. Then a linked list will look like this, where every node has, as I said, every node has a next pointer and a previous pointer. So this next pointer is connected to the next node and the previous pointer will connect to the previous node in the list. This is how every node will have two pointers. One is previous and the second is next, and we will get two pointers to get connected in the list. So this particular linked list or doubly linked list need to have a node first. So this node can be written in the programming language in this particular manner. So we will have to write a structure. So the structure is defined with a typedef student struct student as a structure name, and it has an integer roll number, integer contact number as a information of every student can be stored in the space. Whereas we have a struct student next and struct student star previous, these two pointers for, as we have defined in the for every node as a next pointer and previous pointer. So this is how we can define a structure for generating a node as a from this particular structure. So here we have generated three different objects or nodes known as a start, current and last. So these three nodes are initially defined or having a value as a null. So it means they are not either connected to the node or they have not been a part of the list. So being a part of a list, once we create this particular node, then we have to proceed further for understanding next details of the list. So if we want to insert a node, so what we do, if the list is already created, then we will, if we want to put this particular node in the list, so we have to disconnect the connections of C and D and try to insert the node into P. But before that, we have to see how actually the node is generated, the first node is generated, and how data is filled into it. So we'll look into the program. So this program is written. So what we have done, we have created functions known as create node. So where we create a node, as if here a struct student temp kind of pointer object or pointer node is created, and we will see whether this particular node is, or the doubly linked list is already created or not. With the start node, we can understand if it has a null as initial value, as we have already assigned. If it is there, then we can understand that this list is newly created, or the list does not exist. That is why we should go for creating a new list. So here we allocate a memory for that, then we get a value from the user, then we get this particular roll number information will store into the memory space of that particular node, whereas contact number getting from a user will also be stored in that particular location. So this temporary object will be assigned as a next value to null, and previous pointer will be connected to null. Then, as we know, the start is having a null value. It means we are creating a new doubly linked list. That is why we will assign this temp object to start, so that the first object is created in the list whose name is temp, and now the name is start. The last pointer, which is also assigned to temp, so which says that this particular pointer, say start and last, these two nodes are nothing but a temp. So temp is now last as well as start. But if the list is already created, then what we have to do, we have to create a temp as a new object, new node, and then we will get the value as a roll number and a contact number from the user. Will store it into that particular space, and we assign a current object. This particular current object is already assigned, declared to null. Now we are using this particular current object for pointing or traversing through the list. That is why first of all we'll initialize it to start. Then with the while function we'll try to proceed, we'll try to traverse through this particular current further and further. So if current next is not equal to null, then we will go further on and on, where we want to add the new particular node. Current next is equal to temp. Once we feel that okay, now we want to attach this particular node at the end of a list, then we go from A to B, then to C, then to D, as we have defined in our PPT. A to B, then to C, then to D. The current was assigned here, then it will go to next. If this is not null, it will go to next. If this is next is not null, again it will go further and further. When it reaches to D, it will see that the next is null, then it try to attach the temporary node at this location. So how we can do it here? We will traverse through this particular while loop and try to attach at the end of a list with temporary variable. Once we find current next is equal to null, then we'll attach this temp at the end with the current next is equal to temp as a statement. Then we'll assign temp previous is equal to current, because we are trying to connect the temporary at the end, so the temporary will have to connect to the previous object of a list. This is how we do it. Then temp next is equal to null and last is equal to temp, because we want to have a last as a pointer, as a control at the last of a list. So we can show it here with the help of presentation. So in the next slide we can see the start is at the starting of this doubly linked list, whereas last is at the last of this particular linked list. So we will get the control to traverse from the start as well as from the end, so this will be more easier. If we want to insert a node somewhere in between in the list, then we will have to choose where we have to add this particular node and get the connection of p previous pointer to the place where it want to connect, and the next pointer it has to be attached to the next node in the list. So this is how we can do. It is shown in the diagram here. So further, if we want to search the element in the list, then we have got two options here. Start from A to left to right and from right to left. So to do this, we have start as well as last pointers with which we can traverse throughout this list very easily. So this is more efficient way of traversing a doubly linked list, because we have got a control on both the ends. So searching as well as display of a list is more easier. If we want to delete a node from the list, so we have to choose or search a node in the list. So once let us assume that C has to be deleted from the doubly linked list, then what we do, the next pointer of B has to be connected to a D, and whereas the previous pointer of D has to be connected to a B. So automatically C has been disconnected from the doubly linked list, and this is the easiest way of removing a node from the list. So if we want to do it in a programming way, in a programming method, so what we have to do is we have to write a particular program, and in this program, as we have seen, create node and creating a list, then we will see the display list function. So in this display list function, we have created a temporary variable or temporary object known as temp of type struct student. Then the current is equal to start. Start is, as we know, start is the initial pointer or starting pointer. So current has been assigned to start, and so current is now start. We can see it in the programming way in the PPT. So start is at the starting location. So what we have done, current is assigned to start. So this is how we have got current is equal to start. So let's see, current is not equal to null. As we know, current is now start, and it has got A, B, C, D different values in the pointer. So it's not the end. So that is why we have to print it. So for printing the values, what we do, so print value current is equal to roll number and current is equal to contact number very easily. So temp is equal to current and current is equal to current next. So this current is equal to current next is the traversal, moving towards the next node. Now current is pointing to the next node known as B, because B is the next node in the list. So we will have to display the contents of B and move further with current is equal to current next. We will move to C and then again print the values with current roll number and current contact number, and we keep doing it until unless we'll reach to the last element in the list. If we want to display the list from right to left, what we have to do, we have to assign this temp is equal to last. So now temp is being connected or assigned to the last of the list. Now temp is working as a counter, so it will move further and further throughout this list. So while temp is not equal to null, we will have to print temp roll number and temp contact number, and we will proceed temp is equal to temp previous. So it makes the things more easier for traversing through the list. So here temp is equal to last. It means temp is now pointing to the D. and as if we keep temp previous is equal to C. So temp previous is equal to B. This is how we proceed to the previous pointer from last to first. So this is how we keep displaying the numbers. The same is with search roll number. If we want to search, we will just check it with the current roll number is equal to new number. The new number is provided by a user. So temp is equal to last will help you to check the number from the last, because we want to see, or we will be able to see the position of a node from the last as well as from the first. So this particular code will help you to find a number from the last to first position. So if we want to delete a number, so this particular code will help you to find or delete a number from a doubly linked list. As if we have shown how to delete a number from a list, we can understand deleting a number from a particular location by detaching that particular node from a previous pointer as well as from the next pointer. So to do it in a in the programming way, what we do is we will write a particular function again with the current is not equal to null. We keep on searching a number which we want to delete. If we find this particular number, so what we do, the temp is equal to current next. It means the D will be found, as we have seen in the particular thing like D, because we are at the B. So B next will be D. So if we want to remove C, then we have to reach to D, and this will be done with this particular method. Temp is equal to current next. Now temp is found, current is found. So current next is equal to temp, means B is now connected to D, and D previous is equal to current. So temp previous is equal to current. Now D is connected to B and B is connected to D. Now C has been automatically removed. So this is how we can do. Now let's check the program or debug the program for understanding it in a very correct way. So while doing it step by step, let's see what we can do with this program. Create a list, first node, then display list, search, delete and exit. These options are provided. So these options, if we want to create a node, then what we do, we'll provide a create node option, and then we proceed with this particular program. So we said that let's create a node. It will go here, create a temporary object, then get a value from a user. So let's say that we want to add a value, say 11 as a roll number of a student. So then this particular value is stored, then it will ask for a contact number of a student. Let's say 1111 is a contact number of a student. So if we provide it, then it will assign temporary next to null and temporary previous to null. So let's do it. Temporary previous, then start is equal to temp is done. Now start has been assigned to temp and last is also assigned to temp. So once we have created, so let's go and create another node by providing one as an input, a choice to this particular program. So it will ask for a new, because we have already created the start, so this is not a new list, it's already created. So we'll proceed, get a temporary, let's create another temporary object, get a roll number from a student and provide it to the list. So let's say 22 is a roll number, then we will say contact number is 2222, and this 2222 will be added to this particular node. So let's create one more node, so to understand the traversal as well as the deletion from a list. So let's add one more node, so let's create it. So we'll add 3333 as a contact number and 33 as a roll number to this list. So now we have added 1122 and 33 as a roll numbers, and 1111, 2222 and 3333 as a contact details of a student. So let's try to display a list. So 2 is the option for displaying a list, and here is the list displayed from left to right with the roll number 1111, the 11 as a roll number, 11 as a contact number, 22 and 33. Whereas the list from right to left is also displayed 33, 22, 11. This is how we display the list. Whereas if we want to search an element in the list, so we will provide a 3 as an option. So in this 3 option, so we will get the which roll number we want to search. So let's say 22, and we will get the roll number searched like a 22 is positioned from left at a 2 location and from a right at a 2 location. So if we want to delete an element from a list, so we have to go for the option say 4, and for it will ask which roll number you want to delete. We'll say 22. Let's delete a middle roll number, so 22. So it has deleted a roll number. Now we get a final list after deletion, that is 11, the contact number 11, then roll number 33 and contact number 33. The same way here, from the list from right to left, from back to front, the roll number is 33 and roll number is 11. 22 is deleted from the list. So this is how we will get the actual execution of the doubly linked list. So when we look at the particular program, now we understood the procedure of deleting a roll number, deleting a node from a list. So let's see then there are few applications of doubly linked list. The applications are here. Implementation of other data structures like stack as well as queue and graphs can be done with the doubly linked list. An efficient method of dynamic memory management will be done, because in a single linked list we do not have an option to go from a back to front. So here we get an option, so we can very easily access the values from the front as well as from the end. So this makes it more efficient and more better way of executing a memory management methodology. Maintaining a dictionary of names is one of the application of doubly linked list. Performing arithmetic operation on a long integer is also an application of doubly linked list. So these are few of the applications of doubly linked list. So this is how we understood how to work with the linked list. I hope you have understood the things very properly, and you will understand and try to execute a doubly linked list in your programming session. Thank you.